All right, guys, good morning. Welcome back. This is Total OS Today, Total Technology for Beginners and Beyond. Hope all of you are well. This will be a fairly brief podcast for this Wednesday morning. And normally I've been doing these Windows Wednesdays, but really lately, as far as Windows 11 goes, there hasn't really been any exciting news or too much drama, as it were. For Windows 11. It just works, and that's just the way I like it. So for today, my personal thoughts on a long-standing Linux distribution called Elementary OS, EOS, or I think from here on I'll just call it EOS if that's okay with you. So we'll talk about a little bit about Elementary OS for this podcast, and just give you my personal thoughts on something that has been around at least 10 years, I think, if not more. But I think about 10 years. If there's anybody in the chat and wants to say hello and join in, please do. All right, let me get a drink of water here. We have Dominic is in the house. Taking a brief look at the chat here. He says, spoiler, no, it isn't. Well, that's good. I hope it's not the end. But we'll talk about what's been going on lately, really since last month, from my understanding. And yeah, so I hope it doesn't go away. I wish not, but we'll talk about that here in a moment. If there's anybody new watching, again, and wants to say hello or have a question about anything, currently I use Windows 11, Ubuntu based, such as Ubuntu Mate, Ubuntu Linux Mint, and lately I've been testing Chrome OS Flex, which may be the Linux of the future. Maybe. We'll see, but that's a different podcast altogether. All right, let me get situated here, and I'll give you my thoughts about the news surrounding Elementary OS. Let me pop out the chat here if I can. And for this morning, I'm actually running Ubuntu 21, waiting for the latest release at the end, really in about a week or two, something like that. All right, so I got my chat popped out. For those of you who are watching this podcast, let me go ahead and transition. Looks like the stream is good. This is my test machine, which is a very outdated machine, and hopefully the stream will be stable, as it were. So yeah. All right, my quick thoughts about Elementary OS. Elementary OS has been around, I think, since 2011, and it's been a polished system from what I've seen in my brief tests. I think a lot of time, sweat, and money went into developing this Linux-based system. It's not something I've used. I think it's probably something more suited for Windows users who know nothing about Linux, wanted to try something new, something that didn't require a lot of maintenance, at least not from what I saw. It's not something I would use personally because I felt it was a little bit too locked down, as it were. So it's not something I would use. I'm more into the Ubuntu based, such what I'm using now, or Ubuntu Mate is my current favorite. Linux Mint, Zorns, anything that makes it easier out of the box, not just for me, but for beginners, in terms of tweaking and customizing it to your liking once you become experienced. Elementary OS simply is not that, and it was not designed to be that way. Again, Linux is all about a choice, and that's why I don't want Elementary OS to go away. So what's going on with EOS? Well, it seems like they have become a victim of today's world events, a victim of the pandemic, it would seem. In world events like this, as we slowly get back to normal, there are going to be uh, physical scars. There are going to be mental scars. There are going to be, psychological scars, and there are going to be financial scars. As this pandemic hopefully will fully be the end of this. I'm guessing by next year from what I see. Hopefully sooner. I'm hoping sooner, but it seems like next year. But that's another story. So there are going to be scars, physical, mental, and financial scars. Now, these scars can be permanent. They can be temporary. They can be intermittent scars. Now, what I mean by scars is, maybe somebody catches COVID, maybe has to go in the hospital, maybe not, maybe they recovered, fully recovered, there are no more scars, and maybe they haven't fully recovered, there are lingering effects, hence a scar. The psychological effect of being in and out of hospitals, maybe the loss of a loved one, the financial scars, and I don't think I have to explain that. For elementary OS, for EOS, it appears that it has been mainly financial scars. Since the pandemic hit, from what I read, the revenue stream dropped off to the point where EOS is no longer, it seems, financially sustainable. And for what I read, the founders, or at least one of the founders of EOS, they tried to continue the project by cutting back, such as cutting back employees, benefits, salaries, pay cuts, stuff like that, from what I understand. One thing that I've learned a long time ago that is that you cannot cut your way to the top. It's just not sustainable. And it appears that's what EOS tried to do. Understandable, since they were and are, it appears, in survival mode. They tried to cut their way out of this problem, and it's just not going to work, it would seem. Obviously, the pandemic is through no fault of their own or none of our faults, and we're all dealing with what's been going on. For myself, I've been fairly lucky. I have not been in the hospital. Both my parents are still with me. It's been a little tough for me and my dad, who's still stuck overseas in Italia. I have not seen him in 3 years. I haven't seen him since, it's been May of 2019 last time I saw him. I'm hoping to see him this summer. So there are some, there are some scars there, as it were, but luckily we're still here. And one of the ways I keep in touch with him, besides calling him, is through his music. That's why sometimes I'll play some of his tunes in the background. It keeps me grounded, as it were. But getting back to EOS, you cannot cut your way to the top. Now, whether you like the system, whether you didn't like the system, that's a whole nother ball game altogether. But, for a Linux-based system to stick around 10 years, and I think it was 2011, that's quite an accomplishment. They must have been doing something right. And Linux is, as we all say, it's all about a choice. Simple. It's a choice to use it, or it's a choice not to use it. I don't know what's going to happen to EOS from here. I hope they survive. Once again, for what I've seen, they put a lot of time and work and sweat into making a polished Linux-based system. And for any Linux-based system to survive more than a few years is quite an accomplishment. Think of all the many Linux-based systems that have come and gone. Think about that. There are, if you look at distrowatch.com, there are, looks like officially 10 Linux-based systems, but if you count the total number of forks, there are about approximately 600 that come and go. But for anything to be in the limelight for at least 10 years in the Linux community deserves a round of applause, seriously, in my opinion. So I don't know what's going to happen to EOS from here. I hope they can make it. But it appears that elementary OS is in deep pandemic distress, financial distress. And since the pandemic started, it appears that they have not been able to keep with the revenue stream to keep EOS as a sustainable Linux-based system. They have tried cuts, but once again, you cannot cut your way to the top. It just, in the long run, it doesn't work. Understandable, again, they are in survival mode, and maybe somebody else will pick up the mantle, as it were, which does happen somewhat frequently in the Linux community. Vincenzo just stopped in. Vincenzo, what do I got to do to make you stop by a Friday night and be part of the team? You know, you've been so disrespectful to the Linux family. The Godfather is upset. Anyway, hi Vince, how are you? It's been a while. Welcome. Sleepy Eyes Vince is in the house. My good dear friend from Australia, from down under. Anyway, those are my thoughts on Elementary OS. They are in trouble. I hope they can make it. If you haven't already tried it, consider trying it. Consider making a donation to the EOS team. Again, it is a good-looking, polished system. And donate where you can. Sleepy says Danielle is still well and truly still active for Elementary. Good. I'm happy to hear that. Plus other devs. Good. So, yeah, they are in distress because of the pandemic, and I hope they can make it. There's some other things going on, from what I understand, that don't really attract my attention as far as that goes. I want the system to keep going because it is a choice, and it is a good-looking choice. Again, a very polished system that deserves to stick around for many years to come. So I wish the EOS team the best of luck during these difficult times. So Vince, what is new with you? Are you still on Arco? I think. Vincenzo was saying, I know things could be on the improve. It might make it when you decide to do a B team. Well, lately it seems like it has been the B team. The Linux A team has never been on time, it seems. The never on time tardy Linux A team is the next stream, maybe. But let me know when you can make it. If Saturday nights are better for you, let me know, because it does not matter to me that much. You are using Arco. Very good. Linux Arch-based Arco. Here in the States, Arco is a oil gas company. So yeah, Arco is a very slick system. Anyway, I'll stick around a few more minutes before I start my day. It is 10:35-ish here in Ohio this morning. Vincenzo, a quick joke. Are you ready? And for everybody listening, somebody posted this on Facebook. A wise man told his wife nothing because he was a wise man. Anyway, just thought I would make someone's day. Is anybody going to upgrade to the latest Ubuntu? I think I probably will on this test machine, because why not? This seems to work pretty good. If somebody on the EOS team watches this and would like to be a guest and explain what's going on, you are invited. Fitz says, wish I could have heard that sage advice yesterday. Okay, Vince, here's the secret for peace and tranquility in the household. Here's the secret. Shh, don't, Here we go. Lots of cheesecake and ice cream. Anyway, No, this is the 21.10 that I'm running right now. I think I might wait for the official release to do the in-place upgrade. But 22.04 is scheduled to be released in about a couple weeks from now, if I'm not mistaken, if the schedule holds true. But this has been 21.10, running this on a machine from 2013. A little bit outdated, but it plays beautifully with Linux. These type of machines, Vince, they work well, but the processor chokes if I try to stream in high def. Yeah, too many dropped frames, but I can do this in 720p running Linux or Windows, and not in 1080p. Yeah. Dominic says you can tell because it's still colored in title bar buttons. Ah, got it. Okay. Yeah, from what I've seen in the 22.04 for Ubuntu, it hasn't been a lot of major changes, just incremental improvements. I guess it's slightly faster, different color scheme, theme, stuff like that. But 21.10 for me has been stable, which is why I use Ubuntu with 8 tweaks. If you haven't already, make sure you look at my video. 8 tweaks to make Ubuntu, standard Ubuntu, more friendly for beginners. You need those 8 tweaks. Yeah. Attention to detail. Yeah, to me, I'm more, for Linux, I'm all about the 3 S's. Stability, speed, and special looks, as in how it looks in theme. Theming, the looks is not number 1 on my list. Number 1, it has to be stable. Because if a system is not stable, does anything else really matter? No. So, but yeah, obviously if it looks good, and Ubuntu on a 50-inch TV, on a 4K TV, it looks pretty freaking good. I wish I could live stream in high def, but cannot do it with these older PCs. The processor just, those squirrels tend to choke, I need more power. Arnold would be great for an Ubuntu commercial for the masses. Use Ubuntu, it has more power. Don't be a girly man and use Windows. Use Ubuntu. Anyway. Oh, I miss the good old days where we would have 10 people on, or 100 people in the chat or whatever, and having fun. Have Stephanie on, sing some songs. I'm ready for those days to come back, don't you? Anyway, let me see here. How's the stream look? No dropped frames. Very good. So looks like the tweaks I did in OBS Studio seem to work. So we can stream this in 720p without a problem, it would seem. So, anybody else watching wants to say hello? Somebody new? Maybe someone from overseas? Come on, don't be shy. Say hello. Don't make me cry if you're out there. Another drink of water. So yeah, the next thing I will probably install is Ubuntu 22.04. In-place upgrade. For those of you who don't know how this works, normally when a new system is released, sometime later you'll see a pop-up. A new version is available. Would you like to download? And if you're running the 9-month release cycle of Ubuntu, you should definitely upgrade to get continued support. But Vince, I was going to tell you, you really should try Chrome OS Flex. It is very impressive for supposedly an unstable branch of Google's Chrome OS. Very impressive. Surprised that it works the way it does. I installed it on a machine from 2008. How's that for an outdated kangaroo, huh? But definitely check out Chrome OS Flex. Very impressive. Yeah. You had daughter using Cloud Ready for schooling. You've yet to do Flex. Cool. Yeah, once Flex gets out of the unstable development branch, Vince, from what I understand, the all the never ready systems will automatically upgrade to the Flex branch. I guess call it the Flex branch, but yeah. Yeah, in the Chromebooks, you can't switch channels from stable to beta to unstable in the settings. Maybe that's something I can show sometime in the future. It's not recommended if you do it if you are new to all this, but yeah. Cloud Ready. It sounds like something on the Weather Channel. They need a better name, and I think Chrome OS Flex is a better name instead of Cloud Ready. Cloud Ready can mean the Weather Channel. Cloud Ready can mean when you smoke a lot of marijuana and the smoke fills the house. Hence, it's Cloud Ready. You know me and my jokes, just trying to keep things light. Anyway, I'm looking at the ticker feed. Honda teams up with GM on self-driving cars. Oh no! Well, that's the end of Honda quality. Yeah. The internet industry is suing California over its net neutrality law. Oops. Anyway, love this ticker feed on this ticker app. TICKR. Been using this for years. Super reliable, super easy. All right, let's give this 5 minutes, my friends, and we'll wrap it up. Again, if there's anybody new watching wants to say hello, please do. If I missed you, sorry I missed you. I try to do these every Wednesday mornings. Right now my schedule is free Wednesday mornings. That is subject to change. You know, try to get some new people on, newbies on who don't normally have a chance to say hello. So I do these for fun. These aren't paid or sponsored videos or anything like that. Just to say hello to all my friends and make new friends in these difficult times. Our singer friend Slim Man did a very nice benefit concert for the Red Cross of Ukraine. I believe it's right now it's on his Facebook page. He'll probably post it onto YouTube. So if you want to check it out, a free concert, and maybe make a donation to the to Ukraine, as I have. Gonna end this with my dad's tune in the background. Our friend Stephanie is back on YouTube. I think she's going to give a little tour of her little audio studio, I think, from what I last saw. So it's good to have her back. Stephanie has been a guest here many times. Done some free concerts for us. The angelic voice of YouTube, as you guys have called her, and me. Check out Stephanie Forian. I ordered a new mic from Amazon. Hopefully will be in by the weekend. A USB mic. Somebody asked about how my presentations, how my vids sound so good. It really is, when it comes to YouTube videos, the number one thing, it really is audio. So having decent mics and settings and all that makes a difference. So I have a new one coming in, because all I have really is one good headset mic. This one breaks, then I'll have to use something else. So anyway, yeah, me too, Vince. I'm Glad she's doing well too. When the pandemic started, she was out of action for about a year or so, making adjustments. So it's yeah. Um, had a chance to meet her back in 2019 before the pandemic. It was my very first YouTube meetup with a wonderful, beautiful lady. I hope to see her again sometime. I do have some videos that I took for personal use. Maybe I can show one or two of those next time. She gave a concert downtown at a little coffee shop, locally owned business. It was a last minute concert event. We had some people show up. It was wonderful, wonderful. It was a perfect evening. Hello, Spin. How are you? I'm reading this. Ubuntu 22.04 Snap only software is a bug and not a feature. Look, if you don't like snaps, don't use them. Jeez, all this drama for snaps and flat packs and app images and cannolis and yeah, my goodness. You don't like a snap, but do not to use it, okay? I only use snaps when I have to, or flat packs or app images. All right, final call for comments. Anything else on your mind before we wrap this up for this Wednesday morning? Thanks everybody for stopping by. If I missed you, sorry about that. I'll catch you next time. It's nice doing these podcasts, you know, no camera. I'm actually down on the carpet here, down doing stretches, little warm ups to start my days. I chat, with you guys. It's very relaxing. I agree, Vince. Just say no to drama. Completely, 100% agree. We have way, way, way too much drama in the world today, as you well know. It's very sad. Happy to help in my small way. Last month when I did that fundraiser for the Ukraine, I called my dad the following weekend and I said, hey, just to let you know, I sold some of your songs and I donated all the proceeds to the Ukraine Red Cross, and that made his day. He felt useful, as it were. Being stuck in Italy still. So those of you who buy my dad's tunes, thank you. Yeah, I don't know, Spin. I don't no, I don't think they are a victim of their own fear mongering. They are a victim of the pandemic, a financial victim of the pandemic. And that's what I stated earlier in this podcast. Once I'm done, if you want to replay it, um, like I said when I started, the pandemic has well, it's caused physical, psychological, and financial scars. Either or a combination of the three, either temporary or permanent. So, yeah, for the team at EOS, it's been more, from what I've read, a financial scar as their revenue stream dropped since the pandemic started. Um, I completely get it. I understand. So, All right, guys, if there's nothing else here for this morning, thank you for stopping by. We'll just go ahead and wrap this up. Again, if you missed any of this, just go ahead and replay this. Let me know what your thoughts are about anything that we have discussed for this morning's Total OS podcast. And yeah, we'll see what happens. I hope EOS can continue. Again, it's a good-looking system, and it is a choice. It's another choice that's been around for about 10 years plus, and they deserve to still be around. So a lot of good work being done at the EOS team. All right, my friends, take care. I'll catch you on the next one.